Okay, good morning. Today, inshallah, we will continue last topic that we spoke about in matrices, still getting the echelon form, how to get it, and the reduced echelon form. And this problem, we solved it yesterday together, but I want to re-solve it once more with you, okay? So it's very, very simple. All you have to do is to get to the reduced form of this matrix. What we mean by a reduced echelon form, that this augmented matrix should be a unit matrix. Then the results will be the solution for this system of equation. Okay? جميل. طبعا انت واخده بالك ان الاugmented matrix is simply the coefficient matrix. You should watch carefully that it is all well arranged. So you have x1 above each other, you have x2 column, you have x3 column. If not, just switch them to be sure that it is okay. Okay, give me the augmented matrix.
1.
Okay, column by column. 1, 2, and 1. For the second one?
1, negative 1, negative 1.
1, negative 1, and negative 1. For the third column?
1, 5, 2.
1, 5, and 2. Then I will do a dotted line like this. I usually feel comfortable doing it like this. Then I will have 1, then 8, I believe.
4.
Last number is 4. Also, I usually recommend once you did that, you once more check the equations, especially the signs. Sometimes you won't write 1, but you find your mind writing negative 1. So you should check for that. 1, negative 1, and 2. Okay, this is a systematic process. There is plenty of methods or ways you can use in order to get to reduce the form. I can solve it in a direction, you can solve it in another direction, but at the end, the reduced echelon form will be the same for both of us. Okay, let's start with the first step. I usually like to have positive 1 for the pivot of the first row. Then I will force the other elements that exist in this row to be zeros. Then I will move to the second row. Getting the number 2 by 2 is equal to 1. Then using it to let all the elements in this column equal to 0. Same way like for the third row. So the first step, it's gonna be, okay, I will move, and then I will start open the new matrix. The first thing that you will write in this new matrix is the row that you will use in order to get zeros. Since it starts, the pivot number is positive 1. Start writing. So it's gonna be 1, 1, 1, and 1. If this number is not equal to 1, try to see with the 3 operations. Do you remember them? The 3 operations. The first of them is switching rows, multiplying a whole row by a constant number, multiplying a whole row by a constant number, then adding it on a corresponding or on another row. Okay, perfect. This is 1. I want to have 0 on the second row. I want to see 0 over here. How to do it? I will multiply the pivot by this number, but with opposite sign in my mind. Then I will add them together. Can you do it? I will multiply 1 and negative 2. Negative 2 times 1 equal negative 2 plus 2, the result is 0. Negative 2 plus negative 1, you will have negative 3. Negative 2 plus 5, you will have 3. Negative 2 plus 8, you will have 6. In a similar manner, I need also this number to be 0. How to do it?
هنعمل تاني row.
The first row.
Okay, the first
Still
row.
the first row. Multiplied by
the opposite. هنعمل يعني 1 times negative 1.
Yes.
فده plus.
Negative 1 times 1, negative 1 plus 1 equals 0. Multiply once more. Negative 1 times 1, negative 1. Plus negative 1, so it's gonna be?
Negative 2.
Once more. Negative 1 plus 2, so it's gonna be positive 1. Negative 1 plus 4, so you will have 3. اوكي؟ ده ما جيتش امبارح.
ايه؟
شفت محاضرة امبارح؟
كان عندي خطوبه.
طب
والله
ألف مبروك. اوكي. second step هيبقى انا محتاج ان النمبر اللي هو 2 by 2 should equal to positive 1. How to force this number to be equal to positive 1? I will simply divide this row, I will divide this row on negative or multiply by negative 1 over 3. Or multiply this number negative 2, so it's gonna be 4. Then I will add it on negative 3, so the result will be positive 1. I can do plenty of things. But and each one of these steps is okay, is correct. But I will try to choose the simplest one, okay? And the one that when I'm using it, I will be able to avoid any fractions. In order to make it easier for me, especially there is no calculator. There is no calculator. I'm sure about that. I spoke with the professors over there, and they insisted that the exam will be with no calculators to go out from the headache of this calculator solving the matrices. This one can do some operations and so on. Okay? But the promise is the numbers are handleable. So it's going to be like the numbers that we are using. No large numbers or numbers you will need to do complicated operations. Okay, I can see here if I multiply by negative 1 over 3 this row, it's going to equal to positive 1. This is the problem we solved yesterday. It has a mistake in it, so I thought I should correct it. Also, so that again on you. No. From the steps that I made. Okay, and also for Tala once more. So I will multiply the second row by negative 1 over 3. So multiplying, this is the new matrix. Okay. Look at the second row. I will multiply by negative 1 over 3. Why? Because negative 1 over 3 is the reciprocal of this number and it will develop 1. Usually I will avoid that. But what I can see here that all the numbers in the second row are multiples of 3. So it's not going to develop any fractions. So multiplying by negative 1 over 3, you will have 0. Then it's going to be positive 1. Then negative 1 over 3 times 3, it's going to be negative 1. Negative 1 over 3 times 6, so it's going to be negative 2. Second step. Before going to the second step, I want you to start writing what we did. This is the first matrix. How we get R dash? So it's R2, the new one, which equal to. How we changed the second row to be in this form?
Multiply the first
we
one.
added, yes, so it's a R2, this one, and it had been added on negative 2 of R1. So I've taken the first row, multiplied by negative 2, then I added. Also, for the third row, the new one, R3 dash, it's gonna equal to R3, and this is what we did exactly, times minus R1. Because I multiplied the first and negative 1, then I added. Okay, from this matrix, how we getting this matrix? Okay, so R2 dash is gonna equal to the new second row divided by negative 1 over 3. So, or negative 3, I'm sorry. So it's R2 divided by 3. Okay, once more, I will multiply this row by 2, then adding it on the last row. Multiplying by 2, 2 times 0, 0. Plus 0, so the result will be, let me change my pen please. Okay, so the result will be 0. The result will be 0. 2 plus minus 2, so it's gonna be 0. Negative 2, we are multiplying by positive 2, so it's a negative 2 plus 1. Okay, so it's gonna be negative 1. Negative 2 times negative 2, so it's gonna be negative 4. Negative 4 plus 3, so it's gonna be negative 1. This is the mistake that we did yesterday. Okay, Rami? I had a mistake here when adding 4 to 3, I wrote it 7 instead of negative.
Oh.
Okay, so this is gonna correct the problem exactly. Okay.
Okay.
Second step, What?
كان عندنا solution في الآخر.
No, solution, you will have a solution, but it will
بس
be different. Yes.
Negative.
Okay. Same way, like, I will multiply in -1, then adding on the first row. Once more, -1 times 0 is going to equal to 0. Plus 1, it's going to be 1. -1 plus 1, so it's going to be 0. Negative times -1, +1, plus 1, so it's going to be 2. Negative times -2 is going to be +2, plus 1, so it's going to come up to 3. The last step. Remark, Tala, the second column is already correct. Ahmed, انت معانا هنا؟ عثمان, انت معانا صح? Okay, I'm sorry. I start to get confused between students. Okay. Also, I can write the new operations that we did. That R3 dash, how did you get R3 dash? We multiplied R2 by +2 and adding on R3. So I'm going to write R3 plus, R3 plus 2 of R plus 2 of R2. And how we get this 0, we also multiplied R2 by, same way like by -1, then we add it on R1. Okay. So R1U is going to equal to exactly the same as I told you. I will get R2 times -1, negative R2, plus R1, the first. This is not so confusing, but I will tell you why when we start our lecture, okay? The last matrix is going to be very, very simple. All I have to do, okay, is to have this number equal to +1, so simply I will divide the last row by -1, so it's going to be 0, 0, +1, then +1. Now I've succeeded in making the last number to become to 1. I will use this pivot to force the other two numbers to come to zeros. So I will simply multiply by 2, but I'm sorry, I will add this number on -1. 1 plus -1, so the result will be 0. These numbers are going to be the same, okay? 1 plus -2, so it's going to be -1. Same way, like, I will multiply by -2, then add on the first row. So -2 plus 2 is going to be 0. -2 plus 3, so it's going to be +1. Of course, the numbers in the previous lecture are completely different. If I want to check the solution, simply, I will, of course, the solution set here, the solution set for this problem are simply the numbers 1, -1, and +1. That which stand for x1, x2, x3. If I use these numbers and I make a substitution in the first equation, I will end up having left hand equal right hand. Also with the second one, it will develop the left hand equal right hand, and also for the third one, it will be correct. So these are the numbers that I told you about, or the process. I need you to do it by your hand. And also, I need you to keep in mind that the smallest mistake will lead to another set of numbers. And in the exam, maybe you are not going to have time just to check the results. You need to solve this problem and go to the other one, so you should be careful, okay? Okay, this is, here as you see, these are the steps. We are writing these steps. I will tell you why in a while. Here also we divided by -1/3. This is the matrix that I've tried to adjust the second row. Then I will start changing the rows, every one of them step by step. Then finally, as you can see, we got the numbers which are 1, -1, and the +1. So the solution set is correct in front of you, okay? Perfect. The rank of a matrix is the number of non-zero rows when you get the echelon form. Also, there is a remark I've told you about yesterday. What's the difference between the reduced echelon form and the echelon form, ya Osman? This is reduced echelon form. Once you get to a unit matrix, the echelon form, it will be exactly the same, but I will leave the numbers above the diagonal to remain as they are. So I can, for this example, for this step, this looks like an echelon form. You have the numbers on the diagonal, You have the numbers on the diagonal, and you have an upper triangular matrix. If I want to solve it from here, Rami, I can. Here is going to be negative x3 is going to equal to negative 1. So x3 will equal to positive 1. I will use this value and I will substitute in the second equation. Look, the second equation is x2 minus x3 equal to negative 2. Just I will replace x3 by the number that I got, and I will get the solution.
So,
Okay.
why am I supplementing in the previous matrix مش في الايكويشن نفسها؟
ما هي انا فكيتهم equations، يعني في الوضع ده انا اقدر افكهم equations يا رب.
ايوه لا بس ليه بستخدم الماتريكس دي مش بس ببلوجن في الايكويشن نفسها بس وخلاص؟
مش فاهم قصدك.
يعني انا ليه مش بستخدم الفاينل ماتريكس؟
انا بتكلم على another method. اللي انت شفته ده اللي انا بجيب فيه reduced echelon form.
وبعديها ده بيطلع عليه
but there is before going to this there is the echelon matrix by itself.
Okay.
I can use it to solve instead of reaching the reduced form.
If I found it.
If I stop right here, if I like to stop right here, it's okay. It's on the echelon form, okay? Which is an upper triangular matrix. So actually, this part doesn't exist yet. How can I manage that? It's really very simple. All I have to do, once more, Mr. This is x1 column, x2 column, x3 column. Start from the bottom. I will multiply negative 1 times x3. So negative x3 is going to equal to negative 1. So simply, now I know the value of x3, which is positive 1. Do you read me? Go to the second row and try to expand it as an equation. It's going to be 1 times x2. Okay? شباب معايا? Negative 1 times x3. And all of them will equal to negative 2. They call it the back substitution method. I will take the 1 and I will insert it here. So it will lead to x2 equal to. This is going to be negative 1. I will move it to the other side. So it's going to be positive 1 plus negative 2. So this number is negative 1. معايا رامي? Then I will write the first equation, which, lucky for us, it's going to be x1 plus 2 of an x3 equal to 3. All I have to do is to replace x3 by 1 and move it to the other side, and you will have the same result. This is called the reduced echelon form. What I want to stress on is the rank of a matrix. The rank of a matrix, Osman, the rank of a matrix can be easily defined as the number of non-zero rows once you hit either the reduced form or the echelon form. So if I look here, the rank of the coefficient matrix is going to be 1, 2, and 3. The 3 rows, none of them a complete row with zeros. So the rank is equal to 3. This is what's stated here. The rank of a matrix M, rank M, is the number of pivots. This is the pivots that we are talking about. Of any echelon form matrix row equivalent to M. Of course, these matrices are all equivalent to the original. Okay يا شباب؟ Okay. لأن احنا عارفين إن ال 3 steps اللي أنا قلت عليهم اللي احنا بنشتغل بيهم they will get equivalent rows to the main. So actually we are getting a new set of equations which are equivalent to the previous one. We are getting a newer version which is equivalent to the other 2 and so on. تمام يا شباب؟ Okay? Any questions? Okay, perfect. انزل عندك ده الاكسرسايز اللي موجود معاك. Some of these problems we can also handle it really very easy. These systems are direct, exactly like this one. So he is asking you to solve this system or that one or whatever you want from these systems. Not gonna lose time in solving this. I will leave them for you. Just try them by yourself. I can choose one of them just to write the equations to be sure that you understand it very well. Tala, please write me put this system of equation on an augmented form. حطوهولي على augmented form. Just give me 1 second. Just اكتب ان ده اوكي. بعدين هنقل على حاجه تانيه. لان النهارده ليا ميشن تاني عايز اعملها او عايز اثبتها معاك. وهي ازاي اقدر اكتب الاليمنتري ماتريسز والمعنى بتاعهم ازاي، بقدر اطلعهم ازاي وهو
تبقى
this set يلا
1
اوكي it's gonna be 1 ها
احنا مش كده اوكي بعدها
negative 3
negative 3
then
0 بعدها
line this is 5 okay
بعدها negative 1 2 positive 2
positive 1
1 انا ما عملتش
then
5
and it's gonna equal to
2
the last one
0
okay
1
yep
1
yep
0
more than perfect. طبعا السيستم اللي انا حطيته ده انت فاهمه كويس قوي ان انا ممكن اكتبه in a short hand writing it's like this which is the coefficient matrix stand for A capital and B the column of the result matrices. Okay, perfect. This is also another. In this problem, he is asking you to verify 1, 2, 3 as a 1, 2, 3 Osman if they are solution of each of these systems. Osman تعال نشوف كده تعرف منين إذا كان solution ولا لا؟ ها؟ أعرف منين إن النمبرز 1, 2, 3 is a solution for a system. إيه اللي أعمله؟ قول لي. تاني verify whether 1, 2, 3 is the solution of the systems represented blue. That's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 3. The first one, what to do? Okay, I will substitute the numbers and check if the left hand side equal to the right hand side or not. الجميل. Replace x1 by 1, x2 by 2, so the sum of them is going to be 3, which means left equal to right. Okay, I will have to check the 3 of them. So, coming to the second one, it's going to be 2, then minus 2, so they will cancel each other. 3 equal to 3, which is correct also. For the last one, Mr. Osman, so it's going to be negative 3 plus 4, which is going to be positive 1, and it doesn't equal to 3. So the system, the given numbers, which are 1, 2, 3, they actually are not a solution for this system. They can satisfy some of the equations, but the others are not satisfied. So the bottom line, it's not correct. Once you try to solve this system, you will end up having another set of solutions والتاني مش هيلف. طيب هنا بص بيقول لك ايه؟ بيقول لك لو عندي AX equal B يعني عندي coefficient matrix times X equal column matrix. طيب هما في ال A وال B بالشكل اللي انت شايفه ده. اوكي؟ طيب هو ال 1 2 3 satisfy this set of equations؟ اعمل ايه؟ اسهل حاجه اسهل شيء ردهم تاني لمين؟ لإيكويشنز وابدا اعمل سبستيتيوشن. يعني ده معناه كنت هكتب على الوايت على البورد. يعني ده معناه x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal 1. Try to substitute 1 to 3. If I make a substitution, is it gonna work? No. Okay, the second one is exactly the same. This is x1 plus x2 plus x3, which equal to 2, x1 plus x2 plus x3, which equal to 3. If you try to substitute by 1 to 3 in these systems, it's not going to work. Also, from the remark, this system, Mr. Osman, will develop a unique solution from your experience. انت دلوقتي المفترض انك خليك problems فانت برضه راجل ايه مش سهل صح ولا ايه؟ بص كده على السيستم اللي قدامك ده. Do you think in this system will develop a solution? ليه تو؟
عشان اوصل للريديوس عشان هزير اوت كل حاجه.
ده مش كده وبس. اصلا it doesn't make any sense.
يعني
ازاي x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal 1
وفي نفس الوقت equal 2
equal 3. عارفه لو جيتي تخلي النمبر ده equal to 0 اعمل ايه عشان اخليه equal to 0؟ I will multiply the first by negative 1. Then I will add it. So it's gonna be 0, 0, 0, but this number will equal to 2. And That's in this manner, the rank of the smaller matrix or the coefficient matrix is not going to equal to the rank of the augmented matrix, and so they are not a solution. And this system mainly doesn't develop a solution. Right. Same way like for the last one. Start to think. X1 equal 1. X1 equal 1. Okay, did you check it? Okay. X1 plus X2 equal 3. فعلا لو انا شلت X2 حطيت 2 هيبقى 1 و 2 equal. Like for the last one, X1 plus X2 plus X3 equals 6. It's correct. So it's a solution. تاني once more يا عثمان. بص انا شايف ان the first row is gonna develop X1 equal to كام Mr. عثمان؟ 1. The second row is gonna develop X1 plus X2, which is gonna come up to 3. The last one is gonna be X1 plus X2 plus X3, which equal to 6. Substitute. They are all correct. So 1, 2, 3 is a solution for this system. Okay. So it's not a bad question. This one is very nice. This is the nicest of them. And in the previous lecture, we solved something like this. بص كده, any ideas about this problem? Any ideas? ها, وعايزك تعمل ايه؟ فكر. ها, جميل. انت بتسرح مني، مش عايزك تسرح خالص. بص كده على الاولانيه. انا عندي ax plus 2y plus a of z equal 2a plus 1. Second one is 1 negative 1 plus 1 equal 1. The last one is negative 1 plus 1 plus a plus 1 equal 1. Okay? There is a new element involved in this matrix, which is the a symbol. He is asking you classify the systems of equations as a function of the scalars a with b with c if exist in 1 or 2 or in any one of them. So it's really very simple. All I have to do here is to try to reach either the reduced form or the echelon form. I would recommend that you go for the reduced form if applicable. We are searching for a condition or a row that will equal to zeros before the dotted line, and it will give you a condition after the dotted line. This manner, I will be able to control if this is going to be a consistent solution or inconsistent system. This is the way. Okay, let's try the first one. I will solve one of them, okay, and I will leave the others free. Let's try the first one, for example, or whatever you want. But first, let's do the third one. It contains A and B, so it's gonna be nicer. Okay, start.
1.
Okay, so it's gonna be 1, then 2, then 3. X1 is all under each other. The other row, the other column is going to be negative 2, then negative 3, then negative 4. The third one will be 3, A, 5, and the result are 4, 5, and B. Okay, we are all set. Simple. Start to do the process exactly like you want. So I'm going to simply multiply the first row in negative 2, then I will add it on the second row. So, step by step, this is the new matrix. Multiplying by negative 2, this is the first row, 1, negative 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. This is 4. I will multiply by negative 2, then add it. Negative 2 plus 2, so the result will be 0. Negative 2 times negative 2 is going to be positive 4. Plus negative 3, so it's going to come to 1. Negative 2 times 3, negative 6 plus A. So I start to see A minus 6. Negative 2 times 4, which is going to be negative 8. Plus 5, the result will be negative 3. Okay, check the numbers. Check the numbers while I'm working. Maybe I make a mistake or something. Negative 3 plus 3, it's going to equal to 0. Negative 3 times negative 2, it's going to be positive 6. Plus minus 4, so it's going to be 2. Negative 3 times 3, it's going to be negative 9. And you have a 5, so it's going to be negative 4. Negative 3 times 4, negative 12, plus B. So this is B minus 12. Let the time be. Any problems? Let the time be. Any problems? Okay, I will continue. بس تاني بقول لك ركز معايا علشان انا ممكن اغلط. Okay, the second row, same way like, same way like. The second row, I'm not gonna do anything with it. I will leave it as it is, especially this number is equal to positive 1. So I'm not gonna do anything. So it's gonna be 0, 1, this is a minus 6, and I have negative 3. I will have to multiply this row by negative 2. Then I will add the result on the third one. Negative 2 times 0 plus 0, so it's going to be 0. Negative 2 plus 2, so it's going to be 0. Remark, negative 2 times a, so it's going to be negative 2a. Negative 2 times negative 6, so it's going to be 12. This value will be added on negative 4. So you will have negative 2a plus 8. Am I right? Okay, perfect. خلاص انا كده خلصت وصلت لغايه الاخير. طبعا كمل انا بعمل multiplication في negative 2 so it's gonna be 6 وعندي b minus 12 which is gonna be simply b minus 6. فعلا negative 2 times negative 3 is gonna be positive 6 plus negative 12 so it's gonna be 6. ما تخليش الرموز تلخبطك. انا بعمل زي النمبرز بالظبط. الستيب اللي بعديه انا عايز فوق ال1 ده يظهر كام؟ يظهر 0. So I will multiply by positive 2 and then I will add it once more. Positive 2 with negative 2 is going to equal to 0. Once more, multiplying by 2, you will end up having 2 over a minus 12. Then I will add it on 3. So you will have a 2a minus 9. In a similar manner, I will multiply by positive 2, so it's going to be negative 6, plus 4, which is going to come up to negative 2. Now, I need to see this number to be equal to 1. If I want to get to the solution set, okay, I will have to divide, for the last one, I will have to divide by this value, or multiply by the reciprocal of this function. So now, I will have 0, 0, this is 1, and this value, it's gonna be b minus 6 divided by negative 2 over a plus 8. صح؟ الستيب اللي بعده برضه بنفس الاسلوب هبدا اعمل multiplication واجمع اللي فوق. بس انا في الوقت الراهن مش فارق معايا النمبرز اللي فوق لان ده 0 وده 1 وده وات ايفر هو a عباره عن a minus 6 وده negative 3 it will make no difference 1 0 2 over a minus 9, just numbers, and negative 9. I will have to stop here. First of all, I have a value in order to have the system consistent. What's the value that will force this system to be consistent? ايه الفاليو اللي يخليك السيستم ده يبقى consistent؟ أول واحد لاحظ إن الرانك بتاع ال A بيساوي الرانك بتاع ال augmented matrix. هنا ادي رو second, third. لأن الرو ده موجود فيه positive 1. It doesn't depend on the values of A or B. This row also, it contains positive 1. And it doesn't affect the values of, or doesn't depend on the values of A or B. This one also contains 1. And also doesn't depend on the values of A and B at this situation. Okay? So, those ranks are equal to the number of 3. So, this is going to be consistent, independent system, which means it will give a unique solution, but under one condition. This value has to be defined. What's the meaning of having this value defined? That negative 2 over a plus a must not equal to
0.
Which means that negative 2a shouldn't equal to negative over 8. So a shouldn't equal to positive 4. So this is the value for this system to be consistent and having a unique solution. Regardless of the values of the base, whatever the value of b, أي قيمة b أنت you will insert it, it's going to be okay. Also, if you remark, if you take any number, it's going to work. For this one, I have no problem if it was a 0. It will affect nothing. So this system it will have consistent independent system of equation if A doesn't equal to 4. طيب لو ال A كانت بتساوي 4 خلي بالك بقى أرجوك ركز معايا. What if A equal to 4؟ مش احنا قلنا A doesn't equal to 4؟ طيب what if A equal to what؟
4.
To 4. I'm not gonna use this equation. Okay? I'm not gonna use this 4. But I will have to get back to this one, which is on the echelon 4. Okay, if I inserted 4 here,
0.
then I will have the R of A less than the R of the augmented matrix. صح؟ لأن لو أنا حطيت هنا ال A بتساوي 4 يا جميل، أنت فاهمني؟ ده هيبقى 0 0 0. لذلك الرانك دي هتبقى إيه؟ 2 هتبقى 2. بس الكبيرة بتعتمد على الفاليو اوف مين؟ اوف بي. لا انت مش معايا.
انا معاك
بجد؟
والله معاك.
طب انت كده فهمتي؟ قولي لي طب اللي انا قلت الحته الاخيره دي مهمه قوي. هو اكشوال هو ده اللي هو عايزه، هو ده اللي هو عايز يعرفه. انا دلوقتي عشان اهاف يونيك سوليوشن مبدئيا ال A doesn't equal to مين؟ to 4 وات ايفر الفاليوز اوف ماليش دعوه بيه. خد اي حاجه from the number line except A equal to what؟ to 4. طيب if A equal to 4 بص كده ده هيبقى 0 ده هيبقى 0 ده هيبقى 0. So الرانك بتاع this matrix it's gonna be less than the rank of the augmented matrix. معايا يا شباب؟ طبعا معنى ذلك ان انت في الوضع ده خلي بالك لو ال B minus 6 equal to 0 which will mean that B equal to 6 ايه اللي يحصل؟ يعني لو ال A بتساوي 4 وال B بتساوي 6 ايه اللي يحصل؟ بص كده هيبقى ده بزيرو زيرو. ده لما احط 4 هيبقى بزيرو، لما اشيل ال B واحط 6 هيبقى بزيرو. في الحالة دي يبقى عندك اسمه ايه بقى؟ consistent
independent.
Yes, exactly right. Consistent system of equation and
independent.
dependent.
dependent عشان
ليه؟ لأن النمبر of equations 2